This is Jonathan Aguilar here for Pro Boxing Fans. Delighted to be joined by Olympic gold medalist, former two-time world title challenger Luke Campbell over Zoom. Luke, how you been?
Yeah, great. How are you?
Yeah, good. All good. Yeah, I mean, you seem like you're in camp. Camp, has it only just started?
I, we're one of them where we're always training, because it's not just about training for a fight. It's just about improving your skills and being overall a better fighter in general. So we're always training. But yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't say camp has officially started yet, but we're training together and we're working hard.
Is it good just to be back with the lads after such a long period where I'm guessing like everyone, you were just at home? Well, I guess with your family as well, but...
Yeah, I mean, it was frustrating because we have to keep training, eating healthy, being disciplined, staying focused for boxing, but we wasn't allowed to box. So it was certainly a frustrating time.
At this stage of like your career, do you need much motivation with all these big fights coming up and around the corner?
I mean, listen, if you can't get motivated within the lightweight division, you shouldn't be boxing. There's some massive fights in the lightweight division, some big names, exciting fights, and it's a great time to be a lightweight.
100%. Obviously, November, it's looking like you against Ryan Garcia. It seems like a massive fight already, even sort of 2 months out. Have you felt that kind of reaction from sort of the fans and social media about this fight?
Oh yeah, it's been a fantastic reaction for this fight. Everybody seems to be very excited for it, including myself. Yeah, it's. I was, when it first got announced, everybody went crazy for it. So that's a great sign. It's gonna be a big fight.
I just want to sort of go through how this fight came about, because initially it wasn't going to be Ryan Garcia. Initially, you were set to fight Javier Fortuna, for the vacant title, after Haney went in recess champion. Then he becomes reinstated, and you're ordered to face Fortuna for the interim title. Fortuna then picks Jorge Linares, and then you're ordered to face Garcia. It's quite a confusing situation, but that, I believe that was how it went.
Yeah, that's exactly how it went. 1 minute I thought I was fighting Fortuna, and the next thing I see that he's fighting Linares, and he's pulled out of my fight, which I thought was very strange. But listen, I want to fight the best. I want to go out there. I want to fight the best and prove where I am in the world, in the scene of lightweights. I want to prove where I'm at. I want to fight the best and beat the best.
How excited are you for this fight compared to any of the other big fights you've had?
Oh, I mean, I'm very excited for this fight. It's a big opportunity. Ryan Garcia has a huge name. Is the biggest prospect coming up in boxing. Huge following. And it's set to be a great fight.
It seems like the opinion is in the UK that a lot of people I've spoken to in the UK about this fight seem to view winning this fight. A lot of people on the other side of the pond seem to be favouring him. What do you believe will be the difference between you two?
I guess we'll just see. We're going to find out on the night. I do believe my boxing ability, my IQ, my timing, speed, and power as well is a massive factor. Obviously, he's got very good attributes as well. But I believe I'm going to win this fight for sure.
He said on record this is his biggest fight. A lot of people look at his record, and obviously you're the biggest name he's fought, without a doubt. Yeah. So going into that, is it the experience? This is what people keep sort of talking about, your experience over him, which wins you this fight?
I don't know. I've not looked at it like, oh, I'm going to win the fight because of my experience. I looked at it like, I'm going to win this fight because I'm going to win this fight. You know, with what I bring to the table, you know, I'm very confident in myself. And I do believe that no one out there in the lightweight division will beat me.
How long has Ryan been on your radar for? How long have you seen him?
Listen, none of these guys in particular are on my radar. It's just whoever comes up I'm fighting with, they're on my radar. I want to fight the best. I think it's proven that. You know, I've never ducked a challenge in boxing, and I want to face the best and see where I'm at. You know, it's pretty simple. I'm not bothered about dodging people or not fighting people till I get to this place or that place. No, bring them on. I want to fight them all. Like I say, I do believe I can beat them all.
Have you paid much attention to Ryan in terms of sort of his following? I mean, it's great for the fight that he's got such a big following in the US. What do you make of his sort of rise in and outside the ring?
I mean, I've not really noticed. I mean, I've not really noticed his rise in boxing, or like I only just seen the other day how many followers he's got. I mean, it's a hell of a lot of followers he's got. Yeah, I don't know how he got them all and whatever else, but I'm not really interested in that.
Ryan said in an interview that he believes that he beats you relatively easily. Did you see those comments, and what do you make of those comments?
Yeah, I've seen his comments. I mean, listen, he's got to say something, hasn't he? Let's be honest. I feel like, you know, if he wants saying things like that, then it'd be a bit worrying from his end. But for him beating me easy is certainly not happening from where I'm sitting. But this is what makes a great fight. Him saying he's going to win, I'm saying I'm going to win, and then we're going to find out on the night, aren't we?
Where does he rank amongst sort of the opponents you've faced in the past, do you think?
Probably, I don't know, maybe like 4th or 5th in what I've faced so far.
And in terms of sort of the world, as you mentioned, great division. We've got Lomachenko, who you faced, Teofimo Lopez, Haney, Fortuna, Linares, yourself. It just goes on and on.
Some talented and big names. Not only are these guys talented, the big names as well, and that makes a whole lot of difference.
Where do you think Ryan ranks amongst those sort of names that I mentioned? Hard to tell at the moment.
Listen, it's hard to tell, innit? It's hard to tell. Obviously, he's been impressive with what he's done so far, but they're against guys that have got losing records and they're not showing up to win. But I don't know. I don't take too much notice in all that, to be honest with you. Ranking guys and all that. I just want to fight the best and me be the best, and that's it.
You're obviously one of, if not the only, southpaw he's faced. How much of a key factor is that, do you think, in your favour?
Well, I never knew I was. So I've never looked at it like that before. And listen, just because you're a southpaw as well, doesn't mean that one southpaw is exactly the same as another. You know, even southpaws have different styles. So you say he's never been in there with someone like me.
As you say that, is it in your head to sort of take Ryan into deep waters that perhaps he hasn't been in before because of the opposition he might have faced before you?
What's in my head is to go in there and beat him up, hurt him, stop him, school him, whatever it takes. That's what's in my head.
Um, it's quite interesting when I speak to sort of other lightweights in the country. It's always your name that sort of comes up first in terms of sort of people they look
Really?
up to. Yeah, I've spoken to quite a few people, and yeah, that's what seemingly happens. Do you feel like you've become sort of that name for sort of the young crop coming through?
Who you been talking to?
just a few.
That's good. No, it's good. I want to give these up and coming fighters, I guess, in the UK some inspiration, some confidence, and when they see me go out there and do the business, that's what they're going to see. It'll inspire them that they can go overseas and beat these guys as well.
Mm. If you do beat Ryan, we know that will make you the interim champion. Devin Haney, of course, has the belt. That's good. That would be another massive fight.
And another great fight. Like I said, the lightweight division is a very exciting division to be in right now.
Obviously, the other fight in the division is Teofimo Lopez and Vasiliy Lomachenko. You know very well. How do you see that fight going, Lee?
I feel like Lopez is a very skilled operator. Be an interesting fight. I do believe that. I mean, Lomachenko, I've been in the ring with them all, but I do feel like Lomachenko was just that level above. But this is boxing. He's a strong guy. He has power. Listen, all top fighters, they've all got power. They all got great punch resistance, skill, speed, and everything. That's just what you get in the top bunch of fighters. But I feel like the longer the fight goes on, the more Lomachenko would take over.
Mm. I mean, that fight was just over a year ago. I think last week. What comes to mind when you think back to that fight? Because I mean, I think most people agree you put in a brilliant effort against such a skilled fighter in Lomachenko. What do you think about when you reflect back?
I feel like when I watch that fight, I look at it thinking I can be so much better than that. I can really up my levels in the sport by watching that, and a few tweaks and adjustments here and there in my style. I do believe I can be an all much more better fighter than I was that night.
Mm. In terms of sort of just a few other things, as we mentioned, Linares, you obviously had a close fight with him. Is that a rematch you'd like down the line?
I'd love that rematch. Listen, I thought I won the first fight. I thought I won 7 rounds out of the 12 convincingly. So I thought I won the first match. But it's certainly a match that I'd love to recap on and take that back.
When you're heading out to America?
I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. Just got to wait and see what our plans are, what plans Shane makes, and how we preps the training camp.
Do you think there'll be any fans at all? Is that not part
I've been told there's no crowds. Yeah.
Right.
I've been told there's no crowds.
I guess that's the only sort of disappointing thing with this.
It is for the fight fans because it's such a great fight. So for the fight fans, it is a shame that they can't be there and watch, but tune in on the TV and and watch it there.
Yeah, I mean, brilliant. I mean, I think everyone's looking forward to this fight. Just last one, sort of. I mean, it feels like it's been sort of a long career for you, but if you think about it, it's only been sort of 8 years since the Olympics. I mean, do you ever think back and think, how quickly sort of, I guess, this journey's gone?
Yeah, it has gone very quick. Don't get me wrong. It has been 8 years in total, but at the beginning of my career, there was quite a stop and start process going on. So I probably lost a year out of it there. So if you take out then what I've lost, really, it's only been an active 7 years, I guess. But I'm young. I'm young. I'm performing better than ever. I'm fresh. I've got no miles on the clock, and I've still got some big performances to deliver.
Mm. Do you think that's possibly what's giving Ryan confidence? He's thinking perhaps that the fact that he's 10 years younger, that you might be getting too old. Do you think that's playing in his head at all?
If he's not very intelligent, it might come into his head. But if he's smart, then I doubt it. The thing is, when I was 21 years old, I couldn't do what these 21-year-olds are doing in the professional game right now, because I was still boyish. I've reached my maturity and my man strength much later in life than most people do. So for me now, I'm a young, fresh, hungry man. Just what they are. Because when I was 21, I looked about 15 years old. I didn't look like a man when I was 21.
Do you watch any of his fights back? Have you seen sort of his last fights, or I mean, just in terms of sort of his strengths, what do you think you've got to be most wary of?
Listen, it's when you're fighting at the top level, they're all dangerous fighters at the top level. They all bring certain qualities to the table. So it's no matter who you fight at top level, they're going to bring something. It doesn't really matter.
Well, Luke, I won't take up any more of your time. I keep saying last question. So I appreciate you coming on. Best of luck with camp when it starts. And all the best for that massive November fight with Ryan Garcia.
Yeah. Brilliant. Thank you very much.